Shout out to my brother, the little bro, Afro Taj, hooking me up with the shirt, the medium, got the guns out, showing off. I'll link to all his cool stuff in the description below. He's doing some amazing stuff. I'm really proud of him. As always, our family is continuously trying to make it more difficult for me to be a bum. Overachievers. Welcome to another episode of the Identity Booth. And yes, we are back in the booth. We don't have no friends. We're not traveling. We're not interviewing anybody. It's just me, you, and a few other things. Some quick points. Like, share, subscribe, hit the buttons. You know the whole ordeal. I don't have to keep saying this to you guys, but I will continue to say this. And it seems that you guys enjoy me threatening you, so I will come find you and I will beat you. If you're watching this and you're not a subscriber, I know 63% of the people who watch my videos do not subscribe. Stop being a ghost watcher. Let's be friends. Let's identify with each other in the booth. And in today's episode, if you can't tell by the thumbnail, we're going back to NFL. For someone who doesn't watch the NFL, I spend a lot of time talking about the NFL, and it's by force. Because it's a constant reminder to me why I stopped. The tone deaf, the ability for the NFL to be so tone deaf is really, really amazing to me. So, number one on the list, we're just going to talk about the Browns versus the Steelers. Didn't watch the game. From my understanding, it was a trash bag game. From my understanding, the Browns are trash, and from my overall understanding, the Steelers are trash. And it was a primetime game. But basically, the Browns won, and 4 seconds left on the clock. The defensive lineman, Garrett, who is the Browns he's a pretty good defensive lineman. I'll say that for sure. Watching some of his videos and stuff like that, he goes in for last minute play, hit on a clean hit on the quarterback. Was it? Let's remember that this wasn't a hit that was considered dirty or a hit that was considered late. This was a clean hit on a quarterback in a league where quarterbacks are being treated like puppies, newborn babies, where you as a defensive player have to slow up. Like if you've ever played sports in the real world, you have to slow up before you run into your teammate, or as you're dribbling or playing soccer or whatever sport, you slow up just a little bit in practice as to not cause harm to your teammate because you need them. That's how we treat all quarterbacks now, even quarterbacks from different parts of different leagues, even different teams. We treat them like our newborn babies. And Garrett gets a clean hit off the second string quarterback, who is now the starting quarterback for the Steelers because Big Ben is out for the season. Whatever happened to him in those rape allegations? You ever figure out what happened to him? I guess not. And he didn't like this. And we all know by now the gist of the story. Garrett gets up and hits Randolph. Is his name Rudolph? Rudolph hits Rudolph on the head with his helmet. Now, there's a part of me that's okay with this, but you need context. And there's an old saying that whoever strikes first never gets caught. It's always the person who strikes second that gets caught. And this is an old adage, and it's true in this situation. That rule should only apply for situations where modern day technology is not around for us to examine the situation thoroughly. And I'll put the clips in because it's important for you to have context into how this escalated so quickly. Now, understand, at the end of a game where you got whooped by a team that you're not supposed to lose to, there's obviously some frustration there. But as a quarterback that's probably soaking wet buck 80, you can't stand to this man. He hits you clean, it's fair and square. As a quarterback, if you ever get hit by a player, you should know, and there's no flag, you have nothing to complain about. But because they're so soft in the NFL now, the quarterbacks feel entitled to not be touched. I wish that was the same way for Cam Newton and all of them. He gets up. He doesn't get up. He gets upset with Garrett being on top of him. I'm pretty sure they're talking shit to each other, which is fine. But this is where you step into the street fight world, or you step into the you got a problem with me world. Garrett is clearly dominating him, and Rudolph starts to pull at Garrett's helmet. At that point, Rudolph has started a fight, and he can't. And unfortunately for Rudolph, he's not as good at taking off helmets as Garrett is at taking off helmets. Garrett is much better at that. Garrett is 3 times stronger than you and could probably kill you if he wanted to. Garrett was able to lift Rudolph by his helmet off the ground. And 2 more things that I'll show you in these clips. Rudolph does a low blow, which in boxing is considered a no-go. Here's the first one when he kicks him. And at that point, Garrett's already registered he's being attacked in his private areas, which are deemed off limits unless this is a street fight. Once you go below the belt, you have initiated street fight mentality. Garrett probably wouldn't have tried to attack him past trying to rip off his helmet if he didn't feel he was being assaulted in a street fight manner. In a street fight manner, there's no one there to protect you but yourself. So he did what he thought he had to do, because these fights aren't with normal people. These are trained professional athletes who have the total capability of killing an average human being. So there's nothing to be, the worst is to always be expected. Second low blow happens here. At this point, Garrett has already removed his helmet. Now, him hitting him, would I have done it? No. Do I understand it happening? Yeah. I fucking get it. I'm pissed. I just got low blowed twice by this punk ass quarterback who I just beat off a clean hit. I don't know. I know I wouldn't have done it. And if you ask me 6 days from now, I probably don't agree with what Garrett did. But I feel the need to defend him because for some strange reason, even though we have physical proof of who started it, Rudolph, I keep calling him Randolph. It's because I hate a dude named Randolph in another world. Rudolph got off scot-free with a fine. No suspension, no nothing. The person, his offensive lineman who came to his defense, got a 3-day suspension for hitting Garrett in the helmet and kicking him in the helmet. So, and I'm just looking at these people. They have a lot in common. The 2 people that got suspended. How is Rudolph not getting away? How is Rudolph not being punished with a suspension for initiating this fight? He grabbed at the helmet first. He could have just taken his L and his lump and walked off. Regardless of what Garrett said, Rudolph should have never retaliated with a physical force. But he did, and he got off scot-free with it. And the NFL's ability to look at this whole entire footage and show you what I'm showing you, I'm just a forensic tech. I'm not even a digital forensic tech, but I'm still able to pinpoint frame by frame when shit happens. Yet the NFL had 2 days to get this right, and they fucked it up. How do they keep messing these things up? It's almost as if they purposely want to piss us off so we know that it's still a good old boy system. And you wonder why I don't watch the NFL anymore. It's tone deaf to a point where they can fine a guy for wearing Man of God headband, but support Drew Brees supporting a church who's anti-abortion. Wait, what? And I don't like to bring it about race. Who am I kidding? I love bringing it up. It's about race. It's always about race, stupid. They still call these beneficiaries, these financial contributors, owners to a league that's ran 73% African American, the dynamic there is just too strong. It's just too strong for us to ignore. So I feel like I have to come to Garrett's defense because nobody else did. And there's something amazing that happens when we talk about news, because we like to, as a liberal individual, we like to give the benefit of the doubt to the media off top. CNN, CNBC, MSN, all of them. We tend to readily believe them because they have a liberal or a left-leaning agenda, which is cool because I have my own brain, so I can think for myself. And immediately when I saw this clip, and I kept seeing the same clip over and over and over again, the first thing I said, because I have a brain, was what happened 15 seconds before, what happened 15 seconds after? Why do they keep showing me this specific angle? Why is this the only version of this story I am hearing? What led to this situation? What led to a grown-ass man who has a Bible verse in his Instagram bio hitting another man in the head with a helmet? Was I shocked? Yes. Was I disappointed? Yes. But was I more interested in figuring out what happened for us to get to this point? You fucking right. And I did some digging, and this is what I got. I can think on my own, therefore I'm no longer a slave to the people who give me information. Because if I was still doing that, I would believe that Thanksgiving was all about giving. No, it was about a bunch of Native Americans being slaughtered. So so British and European people could come and take things for all they want. How the Trail of Tears has been converted into Move Out Day in our history books. I can't wait to find a history book that will say, it's already happening. I've seen like 2 in Houston that talk about how slaves were paid internships. The fuck out of here. And and let's just move on to the next problem, which is ESPN has too much control. Or not too much control. ESPN is able to do too much to the extent that they have people like Stephen A. And I hate seeing this. Just brothers. Like one thing I do and don't like is I have yet to see anyone on ESPN who has dreads. Excuse me, locks. Why come I don't ever see, like, I was watching a lot of college football and a lot of commercials. I didn't see anybody with locks. I didn't even see people with just natural hair. I was looking for it too. I started looking for it at one point. But on ESPN, they are notorious for getting black men to get up on that mic and say some shit about other black men. Not one person came to his defense. I think the first person I saw come to his defense was Michael Wilbon on PTI, who posed the same question I'm posing to you guys now. Don't you guys think it's a little strange that we're only seeing this point of view, that the NFL only gave punishments to these people who are both people of color? It's just tone deaf, to steal his exact word. It is. And it's really a crying shame that how quickly you'll sell your boy out, your brother out. Would it hurt you to have a difference of opinion? How entertaining is that commentary if all 6 people agree? Even my best friend, Piggy, KJ, and all of them sent me comments about it, and I hadn't seen it, so I could only lightly give my perspective. It wasn't until I gained perspective on it, and I'm going to challenge them on it when they get the chance. I'll send them this link and ask them, like, hey, did you see this aspect of it? Do you think the punishments were fair and adequate? Piggy was very clear and upfront about saying how the quarterback didn't even get hit that hard for him to respond in such a way. But it just begs the question. Do we believe that ESPN only hires these black men to come out and say things that they know their white anchors will be criticized for? Come on. Come on. I'd like to know. I really would. But let's move to the next spot. You feel me? Because we're also going to talk about, the Kaepernick way. It's the Kaepernick way. Colin Kaepernick, I'm going to give y'all some insight, NFL insight. I got insiders on the NFL. Besides the fact I was a professional, brag. No, I'm just playing. I was fucking horrible. 1 year, tops. Kaepernick had a workout on Saturday. Now, Kaepernick hasn't had a tryout, any communication with the NFL, and then boom, out of nowhere, with less than a week notice, he was informed on Tuesday, the Tuesday before. So, 4 days notice? He's told that he has to be prepared, ready to go, and throw in a private location at the Atlanta Falcons Stadium. To the average person, which I saw throughout my social media, congratulations, we made it, we did it, we got him. I told you Jay-Z didn't sell him out. I told you, man, I told you. But once again, like moths to the flame. If they're showing you this, they're hiding this. You have to be more than willing to do basic research. Just the fundamental, I cannot tell you how many people I've seen post shit about missing people. I click on the post and that person was found 7 days ago. I fucking hate you people. Because you're creating a situation where cry wolf is being internalized and then being spread to all your other friends. Because then I look down and 8 people have shared the post. Same situation. People sent me messages the moment that Colin Kaepernick got an invitation to come work out. Like, see, Hero, that video you made about Jay-Z is bullshit now. Funny thing is, the people who sent me messages didn't even have the balls to comment in the video. Talk to me in the video. Don't hit me up on the DM. That's some cowardly shit to do. And too many people are comfortable doing it. Meet me in these streets so we can talk facts in public. But you don't want to talk facts. You want to talk emotion. So let's get to it. Let's talk about how emotional intelligence is lacking in Jay-Z. Because he was the one that got this arranged. And we'll give him a round of applause. In fact, we'll give him one single clap. Good job, Jay-Z. You got your boy Colin Kaepernick in. But why? Is it because you saw a decline in your social reputation? Because you were being called, the house jigger? Ooh, that must have hurt. Jay-Z said, and I'm not going to quote it, but verbatim, my reputation took a blow. I look like a sellout, and it's hurting my businesses. It's hurting my associates. People don't believe me when I speak to them now. I'm supposed to be the new black leader. And because I supported you, people don't think I'm still Jigga. You're a house Jigga for sure, but you're not Jigga. So Roger Goodell, understanding the compromise that his friend has been put in and how it could affect his business, sets up this imaginary event. Facts. NFL trials happen on Tuesdays. Why? It's the day after the footage has been put in, the new implements have already been put in, and the practice team is going to be still in pads. That's the perfect time for you to get some real life drills done in game speed, as close as game speed is to doing it. Wednesday is Shells Day, Thursdays is walkthrough, Friday's another walkthrough. If that, probably just film. These are professionals we're talking about. So the fact they had it on a Saturday where most teams are traveling, all the people who matter are at said XYZ stadium where their games are taken care of. The general manager, the head coach, the position coach, the owners, Anyone who matters is at their games. Oh, they said that this would be filmed and sent all over to all 32 teams. You know who else did that? Kaepernick. Every time he's been requested, every week, every time he trains, every time he throws, he has a film crew on site. And he's offered to send his videos out. He sends them out on his own. And they've never once responded. Jay-Z did this to try and gain some reputation of his weak, false reputation now. And it didn't work. The NFL did this because think about how cowardly some of these fucking financial beneficiaries are. To know that your team is suffering. Jets, the Bears, Miami, Jaguar, New York, Giants, New York New York period, Cincinnati. I could go on. Imagine you know your team is struggling and there's a quarterback out here who was in the Super Bowl, who took Tom Brady down, and you don't want to give him a chance, who has current NFL records that have not been broken yet, who's doppelganger, and I mean that with the utmost respect, Russell Wilson is out here on an MVP terror. Lamar Jackson, Colin Kaepernick was Lamar Jackson before Lamar Jackson was Lamar Jackson. But you know, every time I go into these comment sections, it's some negativity. He's not a good player. He's not. When was the last time your quarterback from your hometown team went to the Super Bowl? When was the last time your quarterback beat Tom Brady? Get fucked. I can talk shit. I beat him twice. It stands to reason that people don't want to see Kaepernick in a position of power because look what happened. You lost so many viewers that you guys are lying about your viewerships. Lying to the viewers, the people. Lying to your medias. They're actually going to court because they lied. The NFL lied about their viewership. Kaepernick is $100 million man. This is not about money. He'll never need money a day in his life. He's $100 million man. That's cool to Kente, motherfucker. You don't need your help. But he's gonna do it his way. And I'm here for that. Do it your way, brother. Fuck all the noise. He is not here any longer to just play his position. He's not going to shut up and dribble. He's before an NFL player, he is now and will forever be recognized as a political activist who mirrors Muhammad Ali, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. My kid will be writing book reports about black leaders. Colin Kaepernick's going to be one of them, top of the list. It's time for us as a nation, as a group of people to grow the fuck up. Grow the fuck up. Your precious sport is no longer 40. They talking about Garrett's hit was unreasonable. Not even 40 years ago. They were carrying people off the field in stretchers for the hits that they were taking on. The illegal blows and punches. Stretchers. They had active ambulance on the field. Man. But hey, let's bring it all back. The fact is, Colin Kaepernick is going to be known throughout. Based on how you feel about Colin Kaepernick will really dictate what side of history you're on. The right side is the side of Kaepernick. This is a man who used his platform to talk about the injustice that is going on in his community, and the NFL snuffed him out. The NFL is tone deaf. The NFL is not our friend. The NFL is the same organization that will put up millions of dollars for breast cancer awareness, but allows domestic dispute to run rampant throughout their teams. Who allows their financial beneficiaries such as Robert Kraft to participate in a sex child ring in Florida that he has gone to on several occasions and let him walk. No punishment, no write-up. You didn't even hear anything about it. There was nothing on ESPN after the first day. ESPN is not a news reporting website. It is a narrative-based story told to you, paid through by the owners, by the ads, by the companies. That's not where you get your facts from. ESPN is only good for statistical facts based on sports. When it comes to being genuine, authentic, and real about the current situations that involve sports, they're not up to it. They're never going to be up to it. Hong Kong's protest that's going on is affecting directly one of their most prominent events in esports, BlizzCon. They didn't bring it up once because it's not their prerogative. Look how quickly they swept the whole Rockets general manager making a statement. They talked about it for one day and put it out. But Garrett makes this mistake. It's day 3. They're still talking about it. And monster assault charges to be pressed. Man. Not my NFL. But for all that, let's get back to the good part. We talking about liking, we talking about sharing, we talking about subscribing right here. And don't forget, hit my little brother's store up. Free merch. It runs kind of small. It's 2X, but I got the guns out, so it's all right. We're going to show off. We're going to show out. And thank you guys so much for joining me on the Identity Booth. As always, I am your host, Hero. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Hit me up. I know I got a bunch of football friends who love this sport. I've given it up, but I'd like to hear what your thoughts on Colin Kaepernick's performance. And notice I didn't even talk about the performance because we already know he's good. We already know he's good, so I didn't even have to bring up the fact that he did good. Man, y'all missing me with this bullshit. But tell me what you think. If you go for someone's private, if you go for a low blow, does that leave you grounds for the KO? Like, I think if Garrett had gone to the extent of knocking him out cold, I would have been fine with that. I'm perfect. You know what? I said I would give me 3 days. I'd probably feel different about it. Nah, I'm fine. I'm completely fine with whatever Garrett did because you crossed the line and you're going to feel this work. The NFL's tone deaf. I don't care what anyone has to say about it, but I'm interested to hear what my people say about it. And that's the 33% of you guys who are subscribed to my channel. Leave something below. Don't talk to me unless you subscribe. No, seriously, come join the squad. All my link and all my information will be in the description below. Take care of yourself. It's been a pleasure.